Yo, RX back with another recap of UFC Baku versus Torres. We back with another recap of a trip to Baku that was pretty god-awful, to say the very least. Yeah, this card was garbage. In the simplest and easiest way I could describe it, this card was garbage. I think very little of it was actually good. And I think a strong case can be made for being the worst card of the year so far, because I hated it. I thought it was fucking terrible. Most of the fights sucked. Most fighters I dislike won, and it was just not fun. It sucked. It was utterly not worth getting up for. Macau was way better. And I think this card is terrible. Again, I think Baku last year was way better, and 326 was way better, which says a fucking lot when I can say anything nice about that card. So I don't know. I think this card was garbage. I'm not going to waste much time on most of these fights, because, again, they were garbage. So, just not really a lot to say there. I'm not going to pretend and fucking act like this card was good like other people, because it fucking wasn't. It sucked. And I'm not going to waste much time on most of these fights, because they suck. So, it's pretty simple. It is about that simple, and what more can I really say here? So this will probably be one of the shortest videos in a long time, and yeah, let's just I want to just get through this and move on from this garbage card. So let's do that as quickly as possible. The last thing to say before we do is, of course, no YouTube bullshit. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And, yeah, that being said, not really much more to be said there. Again, not gonna be positive with this card, because it sucked. I'm not gonna lie and tell you these guys are good, or this card was good. I'm honest, this card was dog shit, and I don't want to talk about it, but one last time talking about it and making fun of it is more than worth it, so let's do it. 13 fights from Baku that were mostly shit, way too early, and not worth getting up for. Let's get into it. Beginning with the first fight of the night, where the bullshittery began on this card. In our opening fight of the night, our normal double debut fight of the week. To open a card, we had in the welterweight division the beginning of the bullshittery with one of the worst stoppages in UFC history, and just a bad fight overall between bad fighters. We had in our opening fight of a terrible card in Baku, Tahir Abdullayev versus Jefferson Nascimento. Yeah, this fight sucked. This card sucked, and it shouldn't be a shocker on this. We opened it. Normal, low-level double debut fight between two guys who shouldn't be in the UFC. Kind of same thing with the Shane Collins fight a week ago, and I don't know which fight was better, to be honest, or what fighters were better. Not much to say about the fight. Round 1, Nascimento ran away pretty well and was able to... did he take the round? Yeah, he took the round just running away. That's all he did. He landed a few shots and just ran away. Round 2, Tahir started to get him down and keep him there. Actually, no, he didn't. He just started... Jefferson really only ran away in round 2 and did nothing, so lost the round. Round 3, Tahir finally got him down, kept him there, and somehow got a TKO when the dude was defending strikes, moving just fine, and not hurt at all. Ref calls it for no reason with about 30 seconds left, and yeah, stupid. What more can I really say there? Makes fuck all in terms of sense. And that's one of the worst stoppages I've ever seen by a ref who should have been fired on the goddamn spot. So, you know, great start. The good thing to hear is gonna win anyway, because he easily won round 2 and was winning that round 3. But let the man win a decision like it should have won. And don't give him a cheap fucking stoppage when the dude's perfectly okay. So, it's bullshit. It's normal. Probably a bit biased bullshit. And this fight is just garbage, so that kind of on top of it all just kind of makes sense, so what more really needs to be said? Azerbaijan gets on the board early with a terrible win, and 2 terrible new fighters in the UFC, so great, just great. To talk about each fighter real quick, not gonna waste much time here, beginning with the winner, Tahir Abdullayev. Definitely the much better fighter here, but that's not saying it a lot at all. He's not gonna do shit in the UFC. The best guy he could probably beat at welterweight like Austin Vanderford, and that would be a debatable fucking fight. So, yeah, this dude sucks. He ain't gonna do shit. This is probably gonna be the peak of his fucking career, and you know, he isn't the worst Azerbaijanian signed for this card, so I'll give him that, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, this dude ain't nothing good at all. He's a complete whatever fighter who will probably get beat by 90% of the welterweight division, so, and simple there. And then for the loser here, who just want to run away more than fight, losing is Jefferson Nascimento. Yeah, this guy fucking sucks. How the fuck was he champion in anything? Let alone LFA, which is meant to be pretty fucking respectable. This guy's garbage. Like, literally fucking garbage. He literally just ran away for the first 2 rounds and then got mauled on the ground. Like, this guy's a joke. Like, if they cut him, no one would care, and I wouldn't mind if they did. People are saying they should. I don't disagree. This guy's a joke. He ran away, didn't fight, and lost. He's gonna lose anyway, so you can't blame the stoppage, so what the fuck needs to be said? Dude, garbage, so that's about that, and pretty simple, so just garbage. Want to run away more than fight. You know, I said they couldn't fight Nascimento or Austin Rodrigo, and they somehow did. That's the most impressive thing, Jesus. With that being said, not very much more needing to be said here. No, I'm not doing a fight idea. I don't give a fuck who these guys fight next. Jefferson should be cut. Tahir is just nothing interesting with him. And this was a bad Contender Series fight, and even Contender Series has higher standards than shit like this, so probably worse than the Shane Collins fight. I think Collins might be a little better than Tahir, but they're both fucking terrible. And just a waste of time. So shitty new signings that are gonna be complete washouts because they're not good. And a very, very on point tone setter for this card. Starting off with garbage, or for a card that was 90% garbage. Sounds about right, so nothing more to say there. And then we go to our second fight of the night, the fight I hyped up all week, and it was pretty okay until they fucked up in the end. And that being our second fight of the night, you know we had to get one on this card that was, you already know what I'm going to say. And our second fight of the night in the bantamweight division, a fight I hyped up all week for good reason, and it was decent until they fucked it in the end. And we had Gene Matsumoto versus Bekzat Almakhan. We just had to get a robbery on this card. If the card didn't suck enough without it, why not throw a robbery in there? Yeah, obviously Bekzat won this fight first and third, but judges are fucking stupid. No shocker. And, yeah, they robbed him. So, one man to say, Bekzat clearly won round 1, dropping Gene and doing good. Round 2, Gene had his best round of the fight. Round 3, Bekzat did a bit more and kind of won the round pretty soundly. 29-28, Bekzat pretty clearly, but judges are fucking stupid, and they robbed him, so great. You know, we had to get one on this card, so here it was. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste a lot of time here. Fight was decent, robbery killed it. Matsumoto is still very decent, but he lost this fight completely. I guess he now knows what it's like to be on the winning side of a robbery. And for Beck, that I feel so bad for this guy. Should be 2-2 now in UFC. Against good competition, no less. And can we please just get this guy a can already? Like Kazama or Angel Pacheco, please. Like, fucking Christ. So, he got royally fucked over here. Matsumoto did not win this fight. I'm not gonna shit on Matsumoto because he is a decent fighter, but he lost this fight completely. And, you know, we had to get one robbery on the card. There's only so many decisions you could pick from, so judges picked this one. It was complete bullshit, and not the worst robbery of the year, probably like bottom of the list for robberies of the year, but still on the list, and still got it wrong, so that's all that matters. And just bullshit. What more needs to be said? We always need one robbery every week. This one got that award. Congratulations. And then after that, we get to our third fight of the night. One of the only three good things on this card that actually happened. And our third fight of the night, back at welterweight for the only good thing that happened in that division on this card. And again, one of only three good things to happen on this card. We had the first predictable fight of the night. Daniil Danchenko versus Theodore Bregrin. I think that's how you say Bregrin. Yeah, no shocker, Daniil won. That was predictable as predictable gets. He won round one. Theodore landed a few good shots, but nothing important. Daniil takes round one, eventually head kicks him in round two, TKOs him, gets the win. Simple. Should have done that in round one, but what can you do? Yeah, simple. I know you're shocked. A very good prospect beat the random 8-4 nobody. Shocker. Not much to say there. To talk about the fighters, beginning with the winner here, Daniil Danchenko, welterweight Yuri, now 3-0 in the UFC, 2-0 if you're only counting post-Ultimate Fighter shit. Dude's good. What am I meant to say? Dude's pretty fucking solid. Gonna be a decent prospect in this division, still super young, talented, again, a welterweight Yuri, really good striking and power, cardio, heart. Dude's good. What more needs to really be said? He's a really interesting prospect, really good prospect, a really young prospect, and probably the best thing the Ultimate Fighter has given us in like 10 years, so nothing, like this fight did really nothing for Daniil outside of get him some experience and a bonus. Outside of that, he beat up a can who is his worst win since pre-UFC, so what else is there to say? And just a little more experience under the belt, beating up a tomato can. That tomato can, on the other hand, who lost was the opponent here, Theodore Bregrin. No, the dude did perfectly okay. He made it to round two, which is, I guess, a moral victory. And he did perfectly okay. He's still not good, and I still see him as just probably an 0-2 gets cut guy, but he did okay here, I guess. Yeah, he'll lose his next fight and get cut, but, you know, he did perfectly okay here, so respect for the kid for stepping in. Put up a very whatever fight, and, that was about that, so not really much more needs to be said there. only thing left to be said here is, for one of the only times we'll be saying this on this card, who should they fight next? Daniil is the first fighter actually worth looking for a fight idea, because I'm actually intrigued to see who and when he fights again. I think it's time for a little bit of a step up for Daniil. Obviously not like a top 15 guy, but someone like more respectable, like not Neil Magny or someone like that, but a respectable opponent. Or at least a step up. bare minimum, ideally. I gave him the Billy Ray Golf idea after his last fight. That's almost a step backwards at this point. I don't know. Who knows when Gustafsson will fight again? Cass Williams is always there, but I don't know how I feel about that fight. Rackey's always there, but that might be a little bit big of a jump for Daniil to guys of that stature. I think any of these guys would be a little bit of a high jump for Daniil when he hasn't really done enough to get to that level of an opponent. So, you know, I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe him and Victor Venezuela. I don't hate that. Like, that's probably the best idea I'm seeing. Like, most realistic and best. Like, unless you have him, Trey Waters or fucking, I don't know, you have him fight Nikolay Vertenikov for whatever fucking reason. So, yeah, I don't mind a Victor Venezuela fight. It would be a step up for Daniil, because I do think Victor is better than fucking Theodore, and a younger guy, not a super old vet like Morono, would be a good build-up fight for Daniil. Book it, why not? Venezuela, Donchenko. Yeah, like, I think Venezuela's trash, and that's why it'd be a perfect one for Daniil, a guy who's a little bit better than who he has already been beating, but why not give him someone who's a little bit better? So, because again, they might give him one of these higher guys, like a Chaos or Ratkey, but I just don't know why you would. I'm just not really seeing the point in that, so I like a Venezuela fight. I think that'd be fine, and do it, why not? That being said, not very much more to be said here. Again, for Theodore, I think it's probably going to be an 0-2 cut guy, but we'll see how he does next time. I'll probably heal up, and I won't be shocked to see him on an Apex card in like November or December, what have you. See how he does there. Give him a super low level guy, or they feed him to another prospect. We'll see which one holds true. And could he be a lower level guy? Maybe. Like, he would probably be like a Jose Sosa, Ming Dang, or whatever, but yeah, that's not saying a lot, so we'll see with him. And for Daniil, again, quick easy win here. Didn't really improve or lower his stock, just got him a bonus and some cage time. Heal up, get back in there, and probably, let's see, we're at the end of June. Daniil could get back in there in August easily. Why not again? Victor Venezuela. I think it makes sense. It would be a step up in comp from Theodore, at least. You know, like old Morono. And why not? Book it. It would be a nice Daniil win against someone a little bit higher echelon than who he has been beating, and that would be the win that can kind of start crossing Daniil into fighting a Chaos, a Racky, a Ponzinibbio. So that's the fight I would do, and I think makes sense. So do it. That's a super fun prelim, Apex, or Fight Night. So book it. Not very much more to be said there. Again, one of the only 3 good things on this card, and I think it's the weakest of the 3, but still a good member of the 3 good things on this card. And yeah, welterweight Yuri doing his thing, giving us our first real finish of the card, not whatever the fuck that Nascimento fight was. And not very much else to say there. We'll see where Theodore goes from here. Probably won't be in the UFC by this time next year. And for Daniil, we'll see him fight Venezuela. It'll be intriguing, so book it. Simple. Not very much else to say there, and good one for welterweight. You're more Ukrainian here. I guess both work, to be honest. And then we start hitting the garbage of this card, the real garbage, even worse than Nascimento. Beginning with our fourth fight of the night, I'm not going to waste any time on it, because no time is needing to be wasted or deserves to be wasted on this garbage. As we have in our fourth fight of the night, the beginning of the garbage on this card that really brought it down to what I think of it as. We had Khan Awful versus Javier Reyes. Well, keep this short and sweet. Khan Awful is trash. Javier Reyes is a complete bum fraud. And I got nothing to say here. Reyes sucks. Awfully still awful. And, fuck them both. So, all I gotta say there. Khan Awfully's garbage. How good is Yiza, apparently? And Javier Reyes is trash. Simple. Next. And then pretty much I can say the exact same thing for our fifth fight of the night here in the middleweight division. First of four in that division on this card, and most of them were pretty ass. Actually, all of them were ass. This one joins that club. As we had in our fifth fight of the night in the middleweight division, I pretty much could say the same thing I just said for the Khan Awfully fight. We had the Sultan Ruziboyev versus Andrei Pulyaev. Like I just have to awfully fight. Ruziboyev is still garbage. I still don't think he's any bit good. And Pulyaev sucks. How shit is a Diba Gutierrez? Goddamn. Yeah, nothing to say here. Just Khan dropped Reyes and subbed him. Ruziboyev just took Pulyaev down and subbed him. So a lot of submissions on her lately. And yeah, Pulyaev's garbage. How shit is Gutierrez again, might I ask? And I still think this one Ruziboyev's a joke fighter. He's not good. Oh, he has 21 submission wins. The dude has still beaten no one good in the UFC. Don't say Bruno Ferreira. We're gonna talk about that clown later. Ruziboyev ain't good. Pulyaev's garbage, and that's that. So simple. Don't care. Next. And then we get to some real shit on this card. The highlight of the card gonna be the thumbnail, to be honest, because how could it not be? Really only like 2 or 3 things that actually be thumbnail worthy on this piece of shit. And this is definitely gonna be the lone thumbnail on this one. As we go to our co-main event, the prelims, the only other good thing to happen on these prelims in 8 seconds in the co-main event, the prelims in the light heavyweight division. The lock of the night, performing like one. I got that right, at least, on this card. We had Abdulrahman Yakiayev versus Julius Walker. Yeah, that's what happens when a good fighter fights Julius Walker. One punch, dropped him, a few punches, fight's over in 8 seconds. I think it's the 5th fastest finish in UFC history, tied with a few things. And, yeah, no shocker. Yakiayev's really good, Walker's not, and quickest fight of 2026, so sweet, nothing to say. There was no fight, there was one punch and it was over, so let's talk about the fighters. Beginning with the winner here and the lock of the night, who got the win to get me to 16-5 now on locks, which is appreciated. Abdulrahman Yakiayev, now 10-0 and 3-0 in UFC with a combined fight time of what, about 3.5 minutes over. Fuck, he might only be at 4 minutes if you count his Contender Series fight, so yeah, this guy's good. It is time to give him a legit fight already. Yes, I agree, he has been can-crushing. Give him a real fighter. Give him a ranking. I don't know who you're going to have him fight in top 15. We'll talk about that in a minute. Give him a top 15 guy. It's more than fucking time. Like, there's no unranked guy that could give Yakiayev a fight. What, fucking Jimmy Crute or some shit? It's like, no. Give this guy a top 15 shot already. He's more than ready and more than good enough. So this dude might be a champion. Might as well just hand him the belt now because he's well-rounded, 25 years old, power, grappling. He's fucking phenomenal. What more needs to be said? So guys like him, Sterling and Elo, are taking over this piss-poor division and trying to make it respectable, and it's much needed. So I think the first fighter also to ever be the lock of the night more than twice for me, because I think he's been in all 3 of his fights, and I don't think I've ever had someone lock that many times. And he looks like it every time out, so it's just that fucking good, and give him a ranking already. And then for the loser here, the beyond terrible and pathetic, you got knocked out in 8 seconds, Julius Walker. Now 1-3 in the UFC, and that one win is so embarrassing you might as well not even count it. Yeah, he is garbage. He's one of the worst in the division. They're not going to cut him yet because A, they need light heavyweights, and B, he hasn't lost 3 in a row. But yeah, he's probably going to lose his next fight and get cut because I'm struggling to know who the fuck he could beat in this division. Like, even if you go, I might take Dyer Nurgazai to beat him. Like, maybe he could beat, like, Rafael Tobias and fucking Bruno Lopez, but we're having them interesting debates at that point. Like, what, you're gonna have him fight Kevin Christian? Like, how meaningless is that? Junior Tafa might beat him. I might take Junior Tafa, to be honest, so Walker's garbage. It's that simple. He's the 3rd best Walker on the roster, and that says a lot when Johnny is still around. And he's garbage, so I hope he gets cut. I would have no issue, but it ain't. I doubt it. I completely doubt it. They're gonna give him someone like fucking Junior Tafa, Kevin Christian, Rafael Tobias, and hope that he can actually get a fucking win. So we'll see. And God, he sucks. He's just so shit. That being said, only thing left to be said here is, who should they fight next? First time going to the new Meta AI rankings for the UFC, and it'll be the first time it helps us find us a fight for Abdurakham Yakiaev. This is gonna be tough because he's booked. He's moving up. Don't do that. Nope. He's, I think, booked. He's booked. No. He's not gonna fight any of these guys. I think that kind of leaves one name open. A guy who, you know, has fought prospects before. Why not Volkan Oezdemir? I think Yakiaev is more than deserving and ready for that shot. Volkan is not like on some great winning streak. His only wins lately have been, like, he hasn't been the most active either. He's on a little winning streak, but then that fell to shit when Alberg beat him. He ran through Menafield, but what did that really say? Have him fight Yakiaev. Fuck, that might be a bigger fight than anything Volkan could actually fucking get out in the rankings. Because who he's gonna fight? No, he's moving up. He ain't gonna do that. These guys ain't gonna do that. He's booked. I doubt they do that fight. Volkan and Yakiaev, why not? Yakiaev gets tested, Volkan has a chance to get a gigantic win that'd probably get him a bigger fight than anyone else would. Book it. That's an easy co-main on a fight night. People want to know how good Yakiaev is, and I think it's very fucking good, so book it. Yakiaev and Volkan, are they gonna do that? No. More than likely Yakiaev is gonna be fighting like for Ibo Aslan or some stupid shit like that, but if they're not dumb and they give the dude a legitimate opponent, let alone a ranked guy, Volkan Oezdemir, book it. So not really much else to say there. Yeah, there was no fight here. There was one punch and it was over. And yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Julius Walker's garbage. Yakiaev is phenomenal. Just give him the belt now. And who should he fight next? Why not Volkan Oezdemir? Get him a ranking. I'm picking him to win that fight for sure. I'm going Yakiaev all day. let's see if he's actually good or not. These fights don't tell you anything anymore about Yakiayev. We know he can beat a can easily. How does he do against a legit fighter? I want to find out, so book it. So, he took no damage here. Volkan's probably ready to fight. Why not throw this on IFW? Why not? Shit. So, Yakiayev, Volkan, book it. That being said, not really much more to be said here. Again, there was no fight. Walker's shit, and Yakiayev was great. 16-5 on locks, and highlight of the card in my opinion, so not really much else to say there. And quickest fight of 2026, you love to see it. I think Bryce Mitchell was the latest fight of 2026 in a finish. So it was in a span of a couple weeks. We had the earliest and the fastest and latest, so kind of cool how that works out in the end. What was not cool is the featured prelim, though. A fight that looked shit on paper and was predictably shit in execution. Our featured prelim in the welterweight division might as well be a double debut fight, and they both looked terrible. I got a fight where both guys were gassed after the first round. We had in our featured prelim a low-level fight that looked exactly like that on paper and in execution. We had Farman Hashanov versus Eric Nolan. What am I meant to say here? Farman looked fucking terrible. He is lucky Eric Nolan either A is just weak or B cannot stop a takedown. Farman dominated round 1, gassed after that. In round 2 and 3 he was just praying he could hold Nolan down. He was able to because Nolan sucks, and 30-27 Farman. Pretty simple there. Yeah, Farman was dead gassed after round 1, and Eric Nolan just has no fucking talent, so it was a really bad fight in round 1, let alone after it. And Farman wins a shitty debut decision where he looked like terrible. This would barely, I don't even know if this would pass as like an LFA prelim. Like, these guys are just not good. And yeah, just nothing to say. They're a low-level, terrible fight between terrible fighters. There's no way these are guys like, I don't know, there's just no way this should have been featured prelim. I said that from the beginning, and I stand by it. It was fucking terrible, so they make Tahir and Nascimento look like a good fight, so there you go. That being said, we can move to talking about the fighters real quick. Don't expect many good things to be said, beginning with the winner here, Farman Hashanov. Well, he kept his O at 6-0, but God, he sucks. Yeah, this guy's gonna get exposed the second he fights anyone good. Like, he has 1 round of cardio, fuck all in terms of striking, and it's just terrible. So, what the fuck am I meant to say here? Is he... I think he's worse than Tahir. That says a lot, and there's just no way Farman and Tahir were the best Azerbaijanians you could sign for this card. There's just no fucking way. So, if this is the best on the regional scene from there, don't waste your time, because Farman makes Tahir look like goddamn Rob, and that says a lot. So he's gonna get exposed against anyone who A, can stop a takedown, and B, doesn't gas after 5 minutes. And yeah, what is there to say? A low-level fighter who shouldn't be signed look like a low-level fighter who shouldn't be signed. Shocker. And then for the loser here, as expected, Eric Nolan, who actually did much better against Susarkaev than he did in this fight, which says a lot. Yeah, Nolan just sucks. He's barely a fighter, to be honest. He's more meant to just be jobbing out to future UFC guys on, like, CFFC and whatever. And he sucks. Simple. I don't think they're gonna cut him yet. I think they'll give him 1 more fight. But, yeah, he's fucking terrible. I don't think there's a guy on the roster he could beat, even at welterweight. Like, I would take fuck, who was I talking about earlier? I'd take Jefferson Nascimento to beat him easily. Like, this guy sucks. He's still the best Nolan on the roster, because Tom Nolan's a poor excuse for a fighter, but Eric Nolan's barely a fighter. Again, he's a jobber who snuck into the UFC and gave Susurkaev a fight, because Susurkaev is garbage, so that's kind of pretty self-explanatory there, and just garbage, simple. Just like the Tahir fight, no fight idea. I don't care. They're gonna try and give Farman a complete can again, and they're gonna give him a fight he's clearly not ready for, or they're going to give him a fight that he should win on paper and is going to get fucking embarrassed in. So, like, there are some low-level guys at welterweight that will easily beat Farman just because dude has no cardio. So, he's not good. Terrible fucking signing. And Eric Nolan's just garbage. So, they won't cut him yet, though, I doubt. So, there you go. Not really much more needs to be said there. Shocker, a low-level, terrible prelim. Being the featured prelim was a terrible idea. That ended the prelims on a shit note. And, who would have expected that? So, terrible fight, terrible fighters. Both were gassed after round one. And, yeah, what more needs to be said there? And there you go. Those were the prelims. To keep it short and fucking sweet, just watch it. Daniil and Yakyaev were the only things worth a damn. Everything else sucked. And that's that. So, with the prelims brought this card down a lot, and the main card put the nail in the coffin of this card. Let's just get to it already, because, God, this card's awful. Beginning with the main card opener that continues the trend of awful. And we have in the main card opener in the middleweight division, one of the many terrible fights in the division on this main card. We have opening up UFC Baku with a normal dud for this card. Abus Magomedov versus Mikhail Shaychuk. I'll keep it fucking short. Shaychuk's back to being terrible. His little can-crushing run ends real badly. And Abus Magomedov sucks. Still. He is still hot garbage. So, pretty self-explanatory there. Abus is garbage. Shaychuk's back to being garbage after can-crushing. Garbage. Simple. Next. Nothing more to say. And then we get to the second fight of the main card. One of the worst on the main card, and that's not really saying a lot when every fight sucked. We had in the second fight of the night, staying at middleweight for a fight that went exactly as I thought it would, because no shit. We had in the second fight of the main card at middleweight, Ikram Aliskerov versus Bruno Ferreira. Yeah, this was far from a surprise. Ikram was better for 15 minutes. Beat him on the feet, beat him on the ground. 30-27. Next. What more needs to be said? It was exactly what I thought the fight would be. Ikram's just better. Bruno Ferreira sucks. And Ikram easily beat him, so simple. What more needs to be said there? So, it was a terrible fight. Ikram just slowly beat him on the feet and kept him on the ground, and yeah, it sucked. Simple. Not much to say there. One-sided, boring win. To talk about the winner here as the guy who I thought was the best middleweight on this card going into it, and still probably is, Ikram Aliskerov. Now won 3 in a row since Whitaker made him his bitch 2 years ago. Yeah, as much as I don't like him, I still think he's a complete fraud. He is one of the best unranked middleweights, because middleweight's just that terrible. His striking's okay, his wrestling's good, cardio's fine. I middleweight's so shit, he looks like a bright spot almost compared to the rest of the division, so what does that tell you? And, yeah, another easy win here. It's not a great winning streak, but winning streak nonetheless, and, yeah, simple. Guy, I thought he was the best middleweight on the card. I still think he is. I'm not saying more about the card than is Ikram. And, there you go. Simple. And then for the loser here, as predicted, Bruno Ferreira. Yeah, he gets exposed again for just not being good. Yeah, he sucks. 6-4 now in UFC. You mean a guy whose only skill is hitting hard and beating tomato cans sucks? Crazy. Yeah, he's terrible. That's pretty simple. Again, when his only good win got proven to be a fluke, last time out, not saying much, and he's just not that good. He hits really hard, and that's it. He sucks. Simple. Next. What more needs to be said? With that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should I fight next? For Ikram, probably a top 15 shot would make sense for him next time out, but, oh, he is ranked. Oh, I didn't even know he was ranked in the new ranking, so that's even better. Obviously, Rhaenyra's going up. Paulo's a light heavy. They're not going to have him fight Bo, because they like both of them. These two are fighting. He just got booked. No. Actually, I wouldn't mind RoboCop and Ikram, but RoboCop just got booked against Fluffy, so not happening. So, but who could Ikram fight? Like Chimaev's going up. Booked. Well, like, he's not gonna fight any of these guys. Like, he's not gonna fight Izzy. More than likely, Bo Nickel is. So that leaves him really nothing at the moment. So, like, again, if Rhaenyra wasn't moving up, that fight would make a lot of sense, but, yeah, outside of that, there's just, everyone's booked, or it's just not gonna happen. Unless, like, what are you gonna have him fight Kaio? There's no way Kaio would take that fight, so, is there anyone unranked that'd be an interesting fight for him? If not, then he just really doesn't have a like, and I can't even say, oh, he should fight the winner of this fight or the loser of this fight, because I don't even know if there's really a fight like that for him. So, like, MVP wants to be a welterweight, and Dolidze's moving up. Like, what, Jacob Malkoun? But you can get Jacob fucking Malkoun a top 15 shot. Kopylov coming off finally, like, I just don't have anything for Ikram. So, because again, even if you look at the fights, he ain't gonna fight the winner. Well, I guess he could fight the winner of this, but I doubt he will. Bo and Izzy is probably gonna happen. RoboCop Fluffy. Yeah, you know, actually, probably could fight the loser of RoboCop. I don't know, this is just, yeah, I'm not gonna extend any, like, either he could fight the loser of this fight, or RoboCop Fluffy. Outside of that, unless the Ritter changes his mind and wants to stay at middleweight, which I don't think's gonna happen, I just got nothing for Ikram right now, so, because everyone above him, the high, like, what, again, Kaio, who wouldn't take that fight, so, no one unranked really deserves a top 15 shot, plus why would Ikram, who's won 3 in a row, fight outside the top 15? I got nothing for him, so, I don't know, I don't know, and, again, maybe the loser, but I don't know if they would do the loser of Cannonier COD, because Cannonier might retire if he loses in COD. I don't know, maybe that'd be the fight, we'll see, but, yeah, right now, that might be your best option, the loser of COD Cannonier, but, who knows, so, we'll see what happens, and, I wouldn't be shocked if Ikram's fighting an unranked guy again, even though he probably shouldn't, so, we'll see. And 3 in a row in number 14. He might actually jump Paulo because he's actually fought in this division. He might jump O'Nickel too, so we'll see. And simple. Yeah, not really much more to say about this fight. It was not a good fight, obviously. Graham just was the better fighter for 15 minutes. And Bruno Ferreira sucks, so simple there. Who should they fight next? I wish I had a full-fledged idea for Graham, but I don't. Again, I guess the loser of COD Cannoneer would make a lot of sense. So, book that, I guess. And, well, can't book that. Have it Graham the backup for that fight, fuck it. And, yeah, what more can you say there? So, Graham is pretty okay, mainly just because middleweight sucks. He looks a lot better than he actually is. And we'll see him fight up against the loser of Cannoneer COD, so not very much to say there. And a fight that went exactly as I thought it would, because one guy is just much better than the other. And then right back, well, we were already talking about garbage on this card, but we're continuing the garbage on this card, just outside of middleweight now. Not gonna waste much time here on our third fight of the main card in the flyweight division. Not gonna waste your time here, because watching this was a waste of time as is. We have Asu Almabayev versus Charles Johnson. Yeah, Charles Johnson sucks. Inner garbage is definitely a fitting nickname for him. How the fuck he beat Lonnie and Van, I don't know, but those are the two biggest flukes of all time at this point. And, yeah, he sucks. Since 2026 has began, he's been garbage. This fight, he was garbage. Asu held him down for 2 rounds and then hit him with a Suliev stretch in round 3. Energy tap like the bitch that he is, and yeah, inner garbage. Simple. Not very much to say there. Asu Almabayev is still garbage, and him getting exposed again will be hilarious because he sucks. And inner garbage is inner garbage. 3 losses in a row to be in 2026, and you know he's gonna hate watching Lonnie beat Royval in 2 weeks. So he sucks. Fuck him. And tap like the bitch that he is to a very cool submission, but somehow it's like the 3rd best submission of the year with that Ardalyan and whatever the the fucking Murtazali Magomedov shit. So there you go. Garbage. Both fighters. Next. And then we get to the only good thing that happened on the main card in the 4th fight of it, the feature bout of the main card. The fight that was a hand-picked win for the hometown guy, but he choked it because he sucks. We had in our feature bout of the main card, the only good thing that happened on the main card, and definitely should have got a bonus. We had Matheus Camilo versus Nazim Sadikov. Yeah, Nazim Sadikov is fucking garbage. Not much to say there. Camilo clipped him, ground and pound, finish. Simple. Nazim did about nothing in this fight. And, yeah, he's terrible. Simple. He made Matheus Camilo look like a fucking world beater, ain't that some shit, so not really a lot to say there. And, yeah, simple. Good. Again, the only good thing that happened on the main card, and definitely should have got a bonus, so what else am I meant to say? To talk about the fighters real quick. For Camilo, the winner here, I still think he's garbage, and I'm not saying anything to prove me wrong, but, you know, he beat shitty Nazim Sadikov, so for whatever that's worth, that's up to you, and see where he goes from here. So simple. And I still think he sucks, but career best performance here and should have got a bonus. So shut up the crowd, and you'll love to see it. And as for the loser here, the complete bum known as Nazim Sadikov. Yeah, fraud checked is not even the right term at this point. This guy just sucks. You lost to Faraz Ziam and Matthias Camilo back to back. You suck. Yeah, what is there to say? Are we shocked that a guy who was losing to Evan Elder, had a draw with Slava Claus, almost got knocked out by Mata, and then got exposed by these two is fucking terrible? No, he sucks. That's simple, and what more needs to be said there, so. With that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should they fight next? Never thought I'd be giving Matthias Camilo a fight. Here we go. Who could Camilo fight next? Obviously he has to fight up after Nazim Sadikov, not like top 15, but Jesus Christ. There's no reason to have the guy fight someone shitty. You know, how much shittier can you get than Nazim Sadikov? I don't know, so who could he fight? That again, you can't really give him a step backwards, because what would be the fucking point of it? Jai Herbert, nah. Maybe a Flash Gordon one, but nah, we really want to see Flash Gordon go out like that. MJ, Duncan ain't terrible. That's definitely an idea there. Dr. Card Close, I don't even know where the fuck he went off to. Yeah, maybe him and Chris Duncan would make some sense. Duncan coming off, getting badly exposed by Renato Moicano, Camilo. Well, that's not terrible. Like, I don't even remember. Like, I remember I gave Duncan an idea. I don't even remember who it was against at this point. But yeah, I don't hate that. With Camilo and Duncan, it would make a little bit of sense. I might take Camilo in that fight, to be honest, because Duncan's just fucking horrendous. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. So, where's he only gonna fight more animals? Because he's the fucking lion or whatever, Camilo the jaguar. So, yeah, I don't know. So, he has to fight William Gomez, who can keep that shitty nickname, so I don't mind a Chris Duncan idea, I really don't, so we'll see. We'll definitely see there, so interesting, very interesting. And with that being said, not very much more to be said there. Yep, Nazim Sadikov sucks, that's self-explanatory, and yeah, for Camilo, see where he goes from here. I still say he sucks, but good win. I should have got a bonus, and see who he's fighting next. Again, maybe Chris Duncan? I don't think that's a terrible idea. That's the best idea I do have, so no, it's not a bad one. And see what happens. So should be interesting where they go with Camilo from here, unless they give him a fight backwards for some reason. And yeah, not very much else to say there. So Nazim is garbage, Camilo is probably still garbage, but good win. And yeah, not very much else to say there. So there you go. And then I'm not even going to waste time clicking on this fight. Shara Pereira, it's exactly what you think it is. It was every Shara fight. Get hurt in a round, lose it, and then win a 29-28 that you look shit in. Should it have been a draw because the hair pulling? Yes. Am I going to cry over it? Fuck no. It's Michelle fucking Pereira. Fuck him. Shara's garbage. Pereira should have been cut a while ago. Fight sucked. And yeah, Herb Dean probably needs to retire, but that's a different story, so exactly what I thought the fight would be. Shara loses around because he's ass, and then wins the last two. garbage next. And then all roads led to the main event of the evening. All the potholes and everything else on these roads lead to the main event, which was also ass. As we have in the main event of the evening in the lightweight division to close off a terrible card in Baku. Could have saved the card a bit here, but it did not. We had Rafael Fiziev versus Manuel Torres. Oh wait, let me pretend to be, let me be an idiot like most people. Fiziev is back because he beat a tomato can and it wasn't impressive. What the fuck am I meant to say here? Yeah, Manuel Torres sucks. Fiziev beat a can, but he is back to what? That statement doesn't even make sense if you're thinking about, because what is Fiziev back to? Being a mid-lightweight? Like, the dude's not good. He's not a top 15 guy. He's top 25. He's okay. There's still, like, Taco Padilla, Cowie Fernandez. I might take Camilo, fuck. Like, Fiziev was just nothing special. But he is back. He threw a fancy spinning heel kick. Ooh. Yeah, obviously, Torres got clipped, knocked out. Same thing against Ignacio. He sucks. Fiziev's overrated as always, but he is back. And, yeah, what am I meant to say, so... Do I even care enough to give Fiziev a fight idea? Probably not. Like, he's gonna be ranked again, even though he shouldn't be. He could fight Tom Nolan, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. They like Nolan, so I doubt they would do that. Fiziev and Hooker kinda is okay. I would not be against that fight at all. But like Moicano and Hooker kind of makes more sense. I kind of want to see that more. Again, the Sal Killed fight's always there. It's a Rafael Fiziev. I don't give a shit. Like, what am I doing? Come on. Feed him to Sal Killed. There you go. Simple. Not very much to say. I don't care. Fiziev is not a great fighter. He's not back. Well, yeah, I guess if you want to talk, he's back to unimpressive wins against bad fighters, yeah. Like, I'm still easily picking Bobby Green in a rematch to beat Fiziev if that were to happen, so... And that's his best win, by the way. That's Fiziev's best win, so... He's not a top 15 guy. He's not back. He's not great. He's mid. And Torres is garbage. Whatever main event. It's just... I would have rather seen Khalil Roundtree and Jamal Hill 2. It would have been better, so... Shitty way to end a shitty card just feels right. Feed this idiot to Salcode. And there you go. Boom. That's the recap. Very nice recap. So positive. On picks, I went 6 of 13, 4 perfect, and what would a perfect give me? 75, so about 400 something points. So, because I got Bexat right, I don't care. Everything else, yeah, I lost. Cool, fuck off, I don't care. 6 out of 13, I'll take it. The bonuses for the card went to Fiziev, Mambayev, Yakyaev, and Daniil. I think this should have probably been Camilo, and I like Daniil, but it should have been Camilo, but... Can you do... If you missed a card, what should I say? You should go back and rewatch. That's fucking simple. 1, 2, and 3. Skip the rest, it sucks. Thank me later. Second to last, and best of all, even if we don't got any heads to chop this week on the block, the chopping block. Sadly, this week, I don't think we have anybody, because who in the losing circle of this card would you cut? Like, realistically, no. They're gonna give Nascimento another shot. They're gonna give him another shot. They're gonna keep him. I doubt they cut Puyayev, because that would just make Gutierrez look worse. Walker, I wish. Nolan, no, not yet. These two will be soon. Actually, all 3 of these will be soon, but not right now. No, but I wish. No, but he deserves it. Again, deserves it. No, but deserves it. And no, but deserves it. So, Could they cut Nolan, Pulev, or Walker? I guess, but I don't think they will. No one is leaving this card on a 3-fight losing streak. Well, outside of this idiot, but whatever. And I just don't see anyone getting cut again. Maybe, again, these 3 might be a bit worried, but everyone else should be safe because either they're debuting, first loss, or been around a while, so they're not going to cut them. And finally, and most importantly, what would I rate this terrible card? I said it's the worst card of the year. I don't remember what I rated 326, but I don't think it was this low. I'm giving this card a 3.1 out of 10. For a reason 1, 2, and 3. Everything else brought this card down severely. And I'm giving it a 3.1. I don't think it's under a 3. I think that'd be me being a bit, I'd be a liar at that point, but it's not even close to 3.5. The highest I would go is like a 3.3, and that even seems high, so. Unless I rated 326 lower, which I don't think I did, and I enjoyed that card much more, I'm giving this a 3.1 out of 10. So. Just bad. 3 good fights. Everything else sucked. And what more needs to be said? So it was bad, and not a great way to go into 4th of July break week and then IFWA. So that's that. I don't want to talk about this garbage card anymore. I don't know how I got an hour out of this. I thought I was going quick. And yeah, garbage. Lackluster garbage is how I would describe this card. So, there you go. That being said, not really much more to be said there. Now, what do we got next on our calendar? The 4th of July, which means no fights. I will have at least 1 video out during break week, maybe 2, Tuesday and Saturday more than likely. I have ideas, a retrospective more than likely, and we'll see what else. Plus Ultimate Fighters, which apparently you all love. I'll keep doing those, obviously, for because I'm doing them anyway. And yeah, make it through break week and then come back for IFW 329, which will hopefully be much better than this, because actually UFC was on a roll. Macau, the Kyoji card was alright, the White House, fucking the Bonfim card, and then this Fork in the Road, and then the Kyoji card looks like a fucking stellar card compared to this, so Fork in the Road, bounce back 5W in Oklahoma, Abu Dhabi, Serbia, Philly, etc., Sacramento now, and see what happens. UFC, there's gonna be bad cards. We wish every card could be a hit, it can't. So instead we do get turds like this, and we just gotta call it what it is and move on. So we move on to 4th of July week before IFW, and try and forget this garbage ever happened. I can't get to sleep. I lost back, because why did I wake up for this? And we'll see what happens in Baku next year, because it couldn't be any worse. That being said, I think the only thing left to be said is, as always, please like, I hope you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, unless I'm going to say something, which I don't believe I am, because I think I called every fighter on the card garbage at this point, because they are. I believe the only thing left to say is, as always, RX out. Good vibes only, and always.